In the undercard fight tonight, the last before the main event, it was Tony Ferguson, your previous winner of the good old reality show for UFC, going up against Danny Castillo, Sacramento's own, fighting in his hometown, fighting in front of his alpha male teammates. These guys were going at it back and forth. This was a fight. I mean, I can't tell you that there was nothing spectacular about that. I can honestly tell you that Ferguson was all over Castillo. It seemed like he towered over this guy. I know that these guys are both smaller fighters, but easily it looked like Ferguson had a few inches on Castillo, and it just seemed like these guys would fight, and Castillo would take it down to the ground. It was almost like he didn't really want to fight this guy. He laid on top of him for what seemed like 3 rounds. He was a better wrestler than the guy, but once he got this guy into position, he just sort of laid on top of his chest. He didn't throw any punches. He didn't throw any elbows. He just sort of ducked his head back. That way, like, Ferguson wouldn't be able to hit him in the head or anything like that. They wasn't able to gain any position. It was 3 rounds of just holding on. Nothing going on. I'm really interested to see what this decision is going to be. I know this is in front of the Sacramento crowd. I know the judges heard the crowd chanting, "Danny, Danny, Danny," all night long. But honestly, Danny didn't do shit. I mean, Danny didn't have a ground game. Danny didn't have a stand-up game. The few times that they were up top, basically Ferguson threw Castillo around the ring, basically at odds. Like I was saying earlier, it just seemed like whenever these guys stood up and they would go toe-to-toe, it just seemed like he was just looking down upon the guy and he had really nothing left. I would not be surprised at all if the fight goes the opposite way and it goes to Ferguson, even though Castillo, I guess you could say did it. But Ferguson does win the fight. He does deserve this fight. Castillo, I don't know what he was doing out there. I know that basically, you have to give up a game of inches. I know that he was able to lock that armbar in the last minute of the fight. Well, I guess it was in the last minute, the last seconds he was to slap it on. I don't know, why he thought he was going to be a better fighter. Once you get the guy on the ground, you have to try and supply some sort of move down there. But Tony Ferguson is going to win this fight. He's a winner by split decision. I don't know who in the world would have thought this would have been anything else other than there. I know that the Sacramento crowd right now is very upset that the Sacramento guy didn't get it, basically. But, a lot of respect goes out to both of these guys. They did have a fight. They went the distance. I was tired of seeing the other fights end, and I know it was exciting to see the fights end in TKO, but these fights were ending so early into the second round. It just seemed like this fight was just speeding through so fast. But, we have Castillo out there. He's representing the 916, good old Sacramento, California. Gets a homegrown fighter in there. And, let's see what goes on in the main event. TJ Dillashaw going up against Joe Sato. Joe Sato, you never know. I've said this a million times today. He could have that $1 million punch that just knocks Dillashaw out. And we got a new champion coming from nowhere, all the way up to the top of the card, winning the Bantamweight Championship in his rookie fight. I think that is what everybody is watching this fight for. Either that or they're just looking for some sort of a massacre where Dillashaw kills this guy. Either way, it's going to be a good one. Main event coming up next. Peace out, everybody. UFC 177 coverage with Stevie Breach. Sitting at home. Could have gone to Arco Arena, but I'm home with you. Peace out.